All right, here we have section 10.1, deal with the circles and their circumference. So main ideas: identify and use parts of circles and solve problems involving the circumference of a circle. There's our lovely vocab. So circle, center, chord, radius, diameter, circumference, and the number pi, which is the lovely symbol pi. So here we've got the math definition of a circle as the locus of all points in a plane equidistant from a given point called the center of the circle. What that just means is the shape of the circle is defined by the distance from the center, which is the radius of the circle. So all the points on the edge of the circle are the same distance from the center of the circle. And typically when you name a circle, you name the circle by the center. So you'll see something that looks like this, so like circle P or circle Q. So that's the symbol for circle, the circle with the dot in the center. So here we have segments that are on a circle. So hopefully you're familiar with at least two of these, namely the radius. So radius runs from the center of the circle to the edge. So this circle, there are three radii, CB, CD, and CE. You also have the diameter, which is running edge to edge, so B to E, and passes through the center C. Now the other one you may not be familiar with is the chord. So a chord is here from A to F. Chords just have to run edge to edge. So both AF and BE are chords. It's just that BE is also the diameter because it passes through the center. Well, I see over here, a chord that passes through the center is a diameter of the circle. So all diameters are chords, not all chords are diameters. Okay, so here we've got example 1, name the circle. So the circle is circle K, and that's it. Center point is K. Name a radius. So radius is any point from the center to the edge. There's actually 5 of them drawn on here. Let's see here, in no particular order. You have NK, you have RK, you have QK. These are segments, symbol above them. You have PK, and you have OK. So all those are radii. Now, since it says just name a radius, any of those would be an acceptable answer. Name a chord. There's actually 2 chords on here. You have chord NO, and you have chord RP. Diameter is RP because it is the chord that runs through the center. Example 2 here. Circle A has diameters that are DF and PG are both diameters, so they both pass through the center. So the first one here, if DF is equal to 10, find DA. So DF is a diameter, DA is a radius, and radii are always half of diameters. So DA is 5. 12 here, or sorry, second one here, AG is 12, so that's that distance. Find AL. Now, AG is a radius, as is LA, which means that AG is equal to LA. So LA is equal to 12, because AG is. Okay, moving right along. All right, so example 3 here. If you have some guys that overlap, you can do some math to find lengths of segments. So the diameter of circle A, B, and C are 10, 20, and 14 inches respectively. Find the length of XB. Now in problems like this, it's not actually the diameter that's important, it's the radius. So for circle A, the radius is equal to, 5. For circle B, the radius is equal to 20. And for circle C, the radius is equal to 7, half the diameters. So what I can do is I can go through and label any radius sections that I know. So for example, AX here is a radius of A, so it's 5. CY is a radius of C, so it's 7. Now so A to B, that distance is a radius of B, so it's 10. Same thing for B to C, it is also 10. These are both radiuses of circle B. Now using that, I can use that to find XB and XY. So if you look here, if A to B is 10, and A to X is 5, X to B has to be the other part that makes up the 10. So XB is 5. Now you could do the same trick to find BY if you wanted to. So 10 minus 7 is 3 for BY. Okay, moving along, we got circumferences. So the circumference of a circle is the distance around the circle, typically represented by the letter capital C. Down here, the two important things are these two equations, so pi d or 2 pi r. Depending on whether you know the diameter or the radius of the circle, you can use that to find the circumference, or backwards if you know the circumference, to find those. All right, so example 4 here, find the circumference if r is equal to 7 centimeters. So I'm going to use this equation, 2 pi r, because I know the radius, so this becomes 2 pi 7, which is 14 pi. Now that is an acceptable answer. 14 pi is a number. You do not have to simplify that. But if you so choose, remember pi is about 3.14, or just use the pi key on your calculator. So this would be about, we'll call it 43.98 centimeters. So for 2, diameter is 12.5, so I'm going to use the other equation, pi d. So pi times 12.5, which is just 12.5 pi, which is approximately 39.27 inches in this case. The last one is actually going backwards. Find the diameter and the radius to the nearest hundredths, that's 2 decimal places, given the circumference is 136.9. So I'm actually going to find the diameter first. So the circumference is equal to pi times d. Now pi is a number, so I can divide both sides by pi. So 136.9 divided by either 3.14 or the pi button on your calculator, so that's 43.58. So now once I know the diameter, I can find the radius, because the radius is always half the diameter, so 43.58 divided by 2 is 21.79. Now if you use, I actually use the pi character on my calculator. If you use 3.14, you'll get a slightly different answer. This will be 43.60, which makes this whatever half of 4360 is. No, 4360. 21.8 if you actually use 3.14. All right, in example 5, our last one, find the exact circumference of circle P. So to find the circumference, I need either the radius or the diameter. So if you look in this shape here, I don't have either, but what I do have is this rectangle that I know the length of the two legs. And since rectangles have right angles in the square, this line here that passes through P is both a diameter and it's the hypotenuse of this right triangle. And if this triangle is a right triangle, a squared plus b squared is equal to c squared. So 169 is equal to c squared. Take the square root, which means c is 13, which is also my diameter value. And if I know the diameter, the circumference, is equal to pi times d, which is pi times 13. Now for this one, 13 pi is your answer, because it says the exact value. If you use 3.14 or even the calculator, you have introduced some rounding into your problem. So whenever time it says exact, you have to have the pi symbol. Don't work out what that is. Stop there. And, oops, units. Centimeters. Since units are centimeters. And that's the end of the section.